Hey there, Astro Loves. I am recording this video for you guys because a lot of people have been reaching out to me about learning astrology, asking what methods I use to get started, any book recommendations that I might have for you guys. And so I wanted to share that in this video. So firstly, the biggest thing I would recommend with anything is to ask yourself, what is your intention? Why do you want to learn astrology? And obviously this is something that it doesn't have to be set in stone, but just like with that initial desire to really connect with this study, because it is something that you will pretty much study for the rest of your life. There's really no ending to it. It's like, oh, okay, I got everything, and then boom, I'm done. Like, no, this is an ongoing study. And I mean, like I've said, I've been studying astrology for over 15 years and I'm always still learning new things. So it's really good to get clear with what it is that you actually are hoping to get out of learning astrology, whether it's just to understand yourself a little bit more, to be able to connect to the universe, or to even start to, do readings for other people. We're really getting clear on why you want to learn astrology and what your desires are. Then I would say is get familiar with the chart. Just looking at the chart, look at all the glyphs. Definitely start writing them. I feel like that was one of the first things that attracted me to astrology, or just like I started connecting with the chart, was the hieroglyphs. And that probably, connects to my past lives as, in Egypt, or in ancient Egypt, where I just like, I'm not a drawer or painter or anything, but when it comes to like symbols like that and glyphs, I just love drawing it. And that's one of my favorite parts about when I'm studying astrology. And when I'm writing out the transits and everything, I instead of writing the name like Pluto, I'm gonna write the glyph. So I would say getting familiar with the anatomy of the birth chart is key. Now I have a few books here that I want to share with you guys that I really like, and the ones, I have tons of books on astrology, but these are the ones that I pretty much read cover to cover for the most part. Okay, so this one is really good. You can definitely, and I'm pretty sure you can get all of these on Amazon, but The Only Way to Learn Astrology, this is volume 1, and there's 7 volumes. So this one is the basic principles, and it goes over the anatomy of the chart. It goes over, just like even the planets in a sign, like Venus and Cancer. It gets very specific. I really like this book this is really good to help you really start creating a solid foundation for your practice, and just getting familiar with, like I said, the anatomy of the chart. And then so the other volumes they have are like how to do aspects, how to do transit readings and solar return readings. So I mean, they have a book on relationships. So this is a really good series, and I have all of them, except I think I loaned one out because I'm missing volume 3. But yeah, these are awesome. Another really good book, The Essential Astrology. This has like a really good breakdown. I've pretty much read this thing cover to cover because it's just it's that good. And once again, it gives you that solid foundation. These two are, my practice is spiritual astrology, evolutionary astrology. So this is kind of without that context, but it helps you create that bare bones for astrology. And this is kind of how I started. I started with modern astrology and just learning the basic principles. And then I was able to go deeper and deeper with the esoteric astrology and evolutionary astrology. But you can start wherever you want. If you want to start with esoteric astrology, this one is a really good book. And this is a beginner guide on esoteric astrology. I really enjoyed this. And for me, my studies and my practice when doing readings, I combine evolutionary astrology and esoteric astrology. Esoteric astrology is using esoteric principles. It has a lot to do with the rays of energy and how the planets evolve, and whether it's a sacred planet or a non-sacred planet, and how those planets really evolve from non-sacred to sacred at a time. There's also reference to Vulcan, which is a planet that we can't visually see, but energetically it's speculated to be there. This book here, Astrology and Karma and Transformation, is really, really good. I read this like maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I'm gonna go through this again because they have a lot on Saturn in this book. But if you are really into astrology and karma, this is a really good one too. And then lastly, evolutionary astrology. As far as books that really give you a basic principle of evolutionary astrology, I haven't found anything like that, like, so to speak, like, you know, like this learn astrology, like this, the basics. However, I haven't really looked that much either. But the founder of evolutionary astrology, his name is Jeffrey Wolf Green, and basically evolutionary astrology stems from Pluto, the evolution of Pluto, and Pluto represents the soul in your chart, and it represents that soul in a collective, as a collective and as an individual. And so, can you not do that? Sorry, my cat is trying to attack me. But yeah, so what I recommend, and this is actually volume 2. I picked up the wrong one. I have both. But Pluto volume 1, if you want to get an understanding of Pluto, the energetics of Pluto, and just how they connect to the soul and our consciousness as a collective and as an individual, I would recommend Jeffrey Wolf Green's Pluto volume 1. It is really, really dense, just a heads up, but there's so much material on evolutionary astrology online. So if you want to delve into that, that's definitely a whole I would recommend. And when I do my past life astrology readings, it's heavily evolutionary astrology because we're starting with Pluto, and Pluto's the slowest moving object in the sky in regard to the birth chart. So everything as far as the planets and the asteroids, they all report back to Pluto and inform Pluto with those relationships, those aspects. So I really like this perspective of Pluto. There's also books that Jeffrey Wolf Green wrote on, like Uranus, Neptune, Saturn's a really big one in evolutionary astrology. So, you know, these are my recommendations. And yeah, so I am in the process of creating my own class for spiritual astrology. I did facilitate a live class, so it's going to be based on that. But this class is an intro for spiritual astrology. So if you are interested in taking this class, and I will also be offering a bunch of other smaller courses, smaller class, so you can just get your feet wet in astrology. But if you have any, you know, ideas for class or something that you might want to learn, definitely DM me and let me know, or comment below. Let me know some topics that you're interested in. But if you are interested in learning more about astrology with me, you can sign up for my email list. It's going to be, the link is in my bio, so definitely sign up there. Also, with your birthday, I will send you special offerings for your birthday time if you sign up with me. So yeah, I hope that this helped clear up some things, some questions that you guys had about getting your feet wet in astrology. So as always, thank you so much, and I will talk to you in the next one.